Welcome to the new section of this course. This section will focus on adding members and managing the different roles available in ARCs. For this section, we will divide this by different lessons. First, we will discuss the different roles available in ARCs. Then we will discuss the two methods of adding members, which is the co-op codes and batch uploads. And lastly, we will also show you the member dashboard and discuss how you can assign roles to your members. Let's start. Welcome back. In ARCs, we now have 7 roles available. These are members, membership or membership committee, credit, treasurer, accountant, manager, and the ARCs admin. First up, the member is the center of all the ARCs operations. In their dashboard, they can apply for cooperative services, transact with the cooperative, and monitor financial transactions. Next up is the membership. This dashboard is focused on managing cooperative membership by approving or declining applications. They also view membership data to track their performance and learn more about their members. Next is the credit role, who are focused on the management of credit information. They can approve, view, and decline member credit applications and have access to credit analytics that show the performance of the loans and the progress of member payments. The treasurer is in charge of tracking co-op funds. They are in charge of how much goes in and out of the cooperative. They can also monitor the cash disbursements because they are given the authority to review the transactions from the different roles. Lastly, they have access to the treasurer's analytics that gives them an idea of how much funds the cooperative has. Next up, we have the accountant role, who is in charge of the preparation of journal entries, have access to government-regulated charts of accounts, manage ledgers, and generate financial reports. The manager is one that oversees the cooperative operations. They have access to all reports and analytics from the different roles. Lastly, we have the co-op admin. This account is the first member within your ARCs co-op and will primarily be used for onboarding and management of members by assigning management roles. This member is also in charge of managing ARCs features. Do you have people in mind for these roles? If not, then it might be time for you to find members that can fill out these roles within your cooperative. For more information about the different roles, you may visit the guide for each role linked at the description below. Now that we discussed the different roles within ARCs, we will now proceed to discussing how to add members. Adding members. Now let's discuss the 2 ways you can add members. You have the co-op codes and batch uploads. The main difference between the two is how you will onboard your members. For co-op codes, you will onboard members through the use of code. The co-op code is unique to every cooperative, hence only having one available. To join the cooperative, the member will be the one to complete their profiles, which requires membership approval. Although this method puts more work for the member, this will ensure the data you collect will be complete. However, it is also prone to the possibility that the member might enter incorrect information. This can be remedied by requesting an ID or other supporting documents to ensure that the information is correct. For the batch upload, the admin will be the one to input member data onto the template, which can be downloaded in the dashboard, after which they will upload this template to fill out and upload to send invitations via email. And for this method, the admin will be doing more work, but will make sure that all members will be invited. But the admin might not have all the data from the members, which is why it is recommended that if we were to use this, we should have members edit and update their profiles. Now let's talk about steps. For co-op code, you will need to follow 4 main steps. Number 1, member creates an account. Then, the member will input a code to join the cooperative, After that, they will also be required to set up their profiles. In other words, do a KYC or Know Your Customer process. And lastly, the member will submit their application to the membership committee. Once that happens, the membership committee will then approve the former and will now have access to their dashboard. Once that happens, the membership committee will then approve the former and will now have access to their dashboard. Here's a demo of the COP code method. For the batch upload, it will have a different process which is broken down into 5 simple steps. First, the COP admin downloads the member data template. Then the admin inputs all the member information on the CSV file, after which the admin will save the template and then upload that template to ARCs. And lastly, the system sends invitations to members' emails. Once that happens, the membership committee will then approve the former and now have access to their dashboards. Here's a demonstration of the batch upload method. Best practices for adding members. Now that we have a better idea of how they work, let's move on to discussing what are the benefits of the two and when to use them. In this lesson, we will show you what we recommend you doing for your cooperative in order to make the process easier. Co-op codes will make it easier for a cooperative to invite new members to your cooperative and will give more of the responsibility of onboarding to the members. As for batch uploads, It makes it easy to import member data by bulk. So this means that it gives you more of the responsibility as an admin to onboard to the management. When you're using co-op codes to add members, this is what we recommend you using to make it easy for you to invite new members to your cooperative. This way, this gives the responsibility of onboarding to the members. As for batch uploads, it makes it easy for you to input member data by bulk if you want to invite all your members at once. This also gives the responsibility of onboarding to you and the management. Now the question is, which would be the best method of onboarding for my cooperative? Before we answer that question, we'll discuss when we can use each method. For co-op codes, it's best to use this for new members with no data from cooperatives or the member doesn't have emails. For batch uploads, it's best to use this when cooperatives haven't assigned the membership role yet, or when you want to onboard the core members, such as the board, committee, and employees. In some cases, you can also upload some members as long as they have email addresses. Going back to the question, which would be the best method in onboarding for my cooperative? The answer is, it's both. Since you want to use batch upload when you want to onboard your management team and co-op code if you don't have complete information of the members or for new members in the future. We also included a recommended membership onboarding flow you can follow when onboarding members. You don't have to strictly follow this, but based on our interactions with several cooperatives, this is the best way to go. That's all for adding members. In the next lesson, we will once again demonstrate the member dashboard to showcase what members can do within ARCS. Role assignment. Now that we have an idea of the different roles in ARCS and know how to add members to the platform, all that's left for you to do is to assign roles to your management. Now, what is role assignment? Role assignment is simply the assignment of roles within ARCS. This is where the admin will designate an additional role to the member that will give them access to other dashboards. For example, you want to give an accountant the accountant role so that the latter can access its dashboard via ARCS. Before we show you how to assign roles, let's have a recap of all the roles that we need to fill in ARCS. We have the member, membership, credit, treasurer, accountant, manager, and ARCS admin. Aside from the admin and member role, you need to fill out the other roles as well. Welcome back to the final lesson of the section. For this, I would like to discuss the role assignment limitations. These limitations are set because we would like to ensure that work is evenly distributed to different functions and done by the right people. Hence, the limitation of restrictions in role assignments. The limitations of role assignments are only the ARC's admin will have access to role assignment feature. All members, including the admin, will only have 3 roles at a time, and the member is counted as one of the roles and cannot be removed. For example, we have the cooperative treasurer who also does some accounting, so you might want to give them the accountant role. If you give them the accountant role, they will have access to the member treasurer and accountant dashboard. Inactive members cannot be given any management role unless activated. And lastly, nobody can, quote unquote, transfer roles to another. This can only be modified by the admin and reassigned to another member. And that's it. Now you know how to add members to ARCs and assign roles. In the next section, we will be migrating trial balances and create subsidiary ledgers as well as cooperative products.